Trump draws ire of U.S. bishops with AI image of himself as Pope ahead of papal conclave. Donald Trump has shared an artificial intelligence-generated image of himself dressed as the Pope on social media. The U.S. president's post drew rebuke among Italians from a group representing Catholic bishops in New York. It comes as the mourning of the late Pope Francis continues and just days before the papal conclave is set to begin. The image, shared Friday night on Mr. Trump's Truth social profile and Instagram account and later reposted by the White House on its official X account, raised eyebrows on social media and at the Vatican, which is still in the period of 9 days of official mourning following Francis's death on April 21. Catholic cardinals have been celebrating daily masses in his memory and are due to open the conclave to elect his successor on Wednesday. The death of a pope and the election of another is a matter of utmost solemnity for Catholics, for whom the Pope is Christ's vicar on earth. That is all the more true in Italy, where the papacy is held in high esteem even by non-religious Italians. Italian and Spanish news reports lamented its poor taste and said it was offensive, given that the period of official mourning was still underway. Left-leaning former Premier Matteo Renzi said the image was shameful. This is an image that offends believers, insults institutions and shows that the leader of the right-wing world enjoys clowning around, Mr. Renzi wrote on X. Meanwhile, the U.S. economy risks recession and the dollar loses value. The sovereigntists are doing damage, everywhere. The Vatican spokesman, Matteo Bruni, declined to comment. In the United States, the New York State Catholic Conference, which represents the bishops of the state in working with government, accused Mr. Trump of mockery. "There is nothing clever or funny about this image, Mr. President," they wrote. "We just buried our beloved Pope Francis and the cardinals are about to enter a solemn conclave to elect a new successor of St. Peter. Do not mock us." Italy's left-leaning La Repubblica also featured the image on its homepage on Saturday with a commentary accusing Mr. Trump of pathological megalomania. The White House did not immediately respond to questions about the backlash to the image or why the U.S. president had shared the image. The episode comes after Mr. Trump joked last week about his interest in the vacancy. "I'd like to be Pope. That would be my number one choice," the thrice-married president, who is not Catholic, told reporters. "I was excited to hear that President Trump is open to the idea of being the next Pope. This would truly be a dark horse candidate, but I would ask the papal conclave and Catholic faithful to keep an open mind about this possibility." Mr. Graham wrote on X, "The first Pope-U.S. president combination has many upsides. Watching for white smoke. Trump's vibe." Vice President J.D. Vance, who is a Catholic convert and was one of the last foreign officials to meet Francis before the Pope died, also joked about U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio becoming Pope, suggesting Mr. Rubio could add it to the long list of titles he holds, including National Security Advisor and Acting Archivist. Beyond floating himself for the job, Mr. Trump also has put in a plug for Cardinal Timothy Dolan, the Archbishop of New York. "I have no preference. I must say, we have a cardinal that happens to be out a place called New York who's very good. So we'll see what happens," he said. Cardinal Dolan, 75, is one of 10 American cardinals who will be voting in the conclave, but Mr. Trump's pitch might have cost the cardinal support. The reason conclaves are held in secrecy, with cardinals sequestered for the duration, is to prevent outside secular powers from influencing their choice, as occurred in centuries past. There is an old saying about campaigning for the job of Pope or of being promoted excessively, especially by outsiders. If you enter a conclave as Pope, you leave as a cardinal. While Mr. Trump attended Francis's funeral, He and Mr. Vance have clashed with U.S. bishops in general, and Francis in particular, over the administration's hardline stance on immigration and its efforts to deport migrants en masse. Right before he was admitted to hospital in February for pneumonia, Francis issued a strong rebuke of the administration's mass deportation plans and Mr. Vance's theological justification of it. Over 12 years as Pope, Francis tried to remake the U.S. Catholic hierarchy more in his image, elevating pastors who prioritized social justice and migration issues over culture warriors, who were more favored by his more doctrinaire predecessors John Paul II and Benedict XVI. A new pope who is more conservative could reverse that effort. For his ambassador to the Holy See, Mr. Trump has nominated Brian Birch, whose CatholicVote.org has been aggressively covering the pre-conclave days at the Vatican. It was one of the main disseminators in English-speaking media of a report, flatly and officially denied by the Vatican, that Cardinal Pietro Parolin had a health scare this past week that required medical attention. Cardinal Parolin was the Secretary of State under Francis and is seen as a leading contender to be Pope. He is also the main architect of the Vatican's China policy and its controversial 2018 deal with Beijing over bishop nominations, a deal that was sharply criticized by the first Trump administration. Associated Press.